Hello. In this video, we're going to cover how to create a PD session in Eduphoria's Strive. The first step is to access Eduphoria. You can do that in a number of ways. The first step is to go to your main website here, which is mainerisd.net, and then scroll down in it until you see the Staff tab. It's over here on the right side of my page. And then you can actually click on that. And then you can scroll down, and then about 6 down, you're going to see Eduphoria right there. And then you just click on it. Another way to get there would be if you're logged into your Chrome browser with your MainerISD Google login, you should see on the top left of your browser bar MainerISD bookmarks. You'll see that right there. So I can click on that and click Eduphoria and get there this way also. So now that we're there, we're going to go ahead and log in. And then here we are looking at the main apps for Eduphoria. So we want to go to Strive. So here it is on the bottom right. I'm going to click on Strive. And now that I'm in Strive, if your left side of your Strive does not look like this, then you're going to need to put in a work order to get your Strive updated so that you can put in PDs. So you should be able to see campus view and reports and settings and whatnot. If you don't, then put in a work order and we'll make that happen. So now that we're here and we do see what we were looking for, actually is down here on the bottom left, is we're looking for settings. So I'm going to click on settings. And then the next step would be to click on workshop settings. So I'm going to click on that, and then you'll see I come over here right in the middle of my page. I'm going to see management tools, and I'm going to see course management and possibly staff management and workshop setup. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to click on course management, which is the top one. And then we're going to click on courses. And you'll notice there's some courses already up in here. And so you'll also notice that there's a drop down for the month and the year. And then, so if I switch this to, say, June, you would see different ones showing up there. And those are all the PDs that are in there for these months and years. So I'm going to go and put that back in July, because that's what we're actually almost over with. And then I'm going to come down to the very bottom of my screen, and you're going to see Add New Course. So I'm going to click on Add New Course, and then a new course wizard is going to pop up on this right side of my screen, and you have a choice of a new empty course or copy an existing course. So for our purposes, we're going to go ahead and do a new empty course from the very beginning, but it can be useful to copy an existing course. And you know, let's say you created one, you could actually go and start putting the name in and then find it and then copy it and then just change the date and whatever else you needed to change about it. So I'm going to go ahead and do new empty course for this time. And then on my bottom right, I'm going to come over here and I'll show it. I'm going to click the next button. And then it's going to have me create a course title. So for this one, I'm going to click Strive course creation PD, and then I can put in a course description here, and that's optional, but you are required to put a course title now. It's not going to let you press the next button down here on the bottom right until you do the course title. So I'm going to go ahead and press the next button, and then it's going to give me the date and time that it starts and that it ends. And so by default, it'll be on the day, the current date. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this little calendar that's to the right of the date. And you'll see it pops up. And let's say I wanted this for next Monday. So I'm going to come in and change the month. All I did was change the month. And by pressing this little arrow right there on the calendar. And I'm going to change it to, say, Monday. And then the time, I'm going to change it to 9 o'clock. And then this is very important right here. You have to press set time. If you don't press set time, it's going to default back to what it was when you originally looked at this. So I'm going to go ahead and press set time, and you'll notice it changed to the 2nd of August. You'll also notice that the end date changed to the 2nd of August, and by default it gives you a 3-hour window there. But let's say your PD is only an hour. What you're going to do is you're going to, again, on the end date and time, you're going to click on the little calendar with the clock. And I don't need to change the date, but I do need to change the time. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the arrow there for the time and the hour, and I'm going to change it. It started at 9, so I'm going to end it at 10, and not 10 p.m., but actually I need to change that over here to 10 a.m. And then again, very important that you press set time. So I'm going to press set time. I'm going to double check my work, and then I'm going to come down here and press next. If something happens and you need to change this, you can actually change it once you get your course created, and you can always come back in and edit the course at a later date too. So I'm going to click next on the bottom right, and now you can go ahead and do the frameworks and dimensions. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but if you press on the pluses there, it's going to allow you to do the t-test, the t-pass, the t-pass new, and the t-test. So you can choose which ones apply or none if none of them apply. Now I'm going to come back down to the bottom right, and I'm going to press next. And now the course has been created, but I still need to go in and I still need to tweak some things. So I'm going to go ahead and come down here on the bottom right where the next button has been, and I'm going to press that begin editing course button. And so the course is now created, and you'll see that here it is, and here's my little tabs that I can come in here and go through. And I suggest that you go through these and just familiarize yourself with them so that you can kind of get used to them. The overview, well, it gives the overview, who's the course creator, who's the course instructors, all that kind of stuff. For this one, we haven't assigned anybody, so we're going to go ahead and do that here also. One other very important thing to note is that whenever you make any changes to this right here, you're going to need to go ahead at the end of that, press that save button. That's going to be very important because otherwise those saves aren't going to be changed. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on the setup tab. And then you'll see I have course description and credits and categories, so I can press this little plus button, kind of small there. I can press that and then click on title and description. I can come back in here and put a description. I can change the title if I need to, etc., etc. Now, if you have any other information that you want to put in here, say a Zoom link or something like that, you can put links in there. The only thing is that they're going to have to copy and paste them. Now down here at the bottom, this is very important, this direct URL. So if I go ahead and copy that URL right there, that is what you could give to whoever you're wanting to attend this PD so that they could sign up for it. So I could copy this and then go into another account, and it's going to come to this training right here so that it's going to get you, allow not you, but allow whoever you want to attend it to be able to sign up for it. And actually, I'll go ahead and give an example of that. So I'm going to open up a new browser here and go ahead and type in that URL, paste in that URL. And I'm already logged into Eduphoria, and you'll notice here we are. Here's the Strive course creation PD, and I could enroll in that. You'll see the enroll button's already there. And then I can enroll in that PD if I wanted, and it's going to give me the little pop-up here, and I'm going to say go ahead and enroll. All right, so I'm going to close that and go back to where we're at. So we're looking at the title here, and again, this is very important. This part right here is something you're probably going to use quite a bit to give out to people. So just go ahead and remember that's in the title and description once we're in here. Now, additional information, the room number, sessions and locations. So this right here is where you could go ahead and press on this right side, and you could go ahead and make some changes here. The location, the to be determined, you can actually press on that, and you're going to notice you're going to get a drop down of all the different rooms that are entered into Eduphoria. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose something I'm familiar with here, which is the central office, the technology training room. And so there we are at the location. And then publication dates. This is when it will be available in the course catalog, and then enabling staff members to register on. So let's say you want to go ahead and put this out there, but you didn't want people to register for it yet or something like that. This is where you would do that. You would change these dates. You could close the registration so people can't register after the fact. And then enabling the course survey is, you'll notice right here, by default, it's going to be at the very end of the time that the course ends. So it's the 2nd of August at 10 o'clock. And then, of course, if you wanted to, you could hide this course. So if you didn't want anybody to see it, then you need to come back in here and unhide it so that people could be able to see it and sign up for it. Now, coming down here to instructors, just like it sounds, you would come down and look for whoever you want to give this PD. And if it's yourself, you're already the course creator. But if you want to add yourself as the course instructor, you can do that. Or if you have someone else, you can add them. I'm going to go ahead and add myself to it. And then I'm going to allow the instructor to take attendance. So I have the ability to do that. And then I'm not going to do anything for course credit here for the instructor. Now here we have course managers would be the next choice. You can choose out of these names. I wouldn't really worry about this part. Now the course survey, if you want them to come back at the end of this, and in order to get credit, it's a good thing. It's a good practice to give them a survey. So I'm going to keep this checked. A survey is required to receive course credit. And then we're going to, by default, use the MISD Professional Development Survey. And so moving down, course dimensions. Again, that's something we saw earlier. So if you need to make changes, you can make those changes. Length courses, course restrictions. Don't really need to worry about too much of that. Now, down here, this next plus button, I'm going to go ahead and press that minus to get rid of that. Looking at credits and categories, I'm going to go ahead and press the plus, and I'm going to say the course credit over here, and I usually use the Texas SBEC, so I'm going to go ahead and press on that, and it's 1 hour, because it's a 1 hour course. I'm not going to do any elective credit, course categories, or course stipends. I'm going to leave that as it is. And then the next tab here is going to be attendees. Now, invariably, you have people that aren't able to sign up for one reason or another. If you do have that and you want to add somebody after the fact, you can come over here to attendees, and then you can actually press this enroll button right here on the left side of this, and I can click enroll, and then you could type in the name of somebody. I'll type in one of my colleagues. And then you actually, instead of pressing enter, it's a good idea, you got to press this little magnifying glass. Press the magnifying glass. There he is. And I'm going to select him, and you're going to see he's now enrolled. So that's kind of nice. You'll also notice that if you right-click on the person, you can go ahead and grant him credit or her credit. You can mark them absent, and so on and so forth. You can unenroll from the course, or you can go take a look at their portfolio if you have those rights. All right, moving along here, this little bar here, this little wrench, you'll be able to see grant all credit, so that's kind of nice instead of doing it individually. This one I've actually never used. This is sorting by name and whatnot. So, and then right here, we have the email right here, and so I could actually turn email on or off for this. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it on. Survey, we already know about that. The survey results are going to appear once this course ends, which is 10 o'clock on August 2nd. Notes and attachments. I could put some notes in here. I could put some attachments for the attendees and whatnot. And then I've actually never used this discussion, but they'll get pinged once they sign up with the thread if you start a thread in here for this. So that is these tabs right here, the tabs we just went over with. Going back, I'm going to click back on overview. And then up here on this ribbon, I did make some changes, so I'm going to press save before I move on anywhere. And then I'm going to look over here. I could print stuff out. I can actually, this is a really nice one, this email the class. Anybody that's already enrolled in here, I can press email and then I can send a message. The one thing about this is, again, with links, you can paste them in there, but they're not going to actually be hot links. I'm going to close that. And then when you're done with the course and everybody's done their course survey, you can just mark it as completed. So that is, excuse me, I did a lot of talking there. It is creating a course in Eduphoria Strive. And so the other thing that I was talking about was actually copying a course that you've already created so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I'm actually going to copy this title, and then I'm going to come down here. Remember that the path that we took to get here was to actually come into Eduphoria, go to Strive. On the bottom left, click on Settings, click on Workshop Settings, and I know I'm going a little quicker this time, but you can back up the video if you need to. And then I'm going to click on Course Management, Courses, and then down here you'll see the Add New Course button. So I'm going to click Add New Course, and rather than an empty course this time, I'm going to say Copy an Existing Course. And so I then come down to the bottom right and press the Next button. And then I'm going to search for courses, so I'm going to type that in, or actually paste it in there. Press this little magnifying glass, and boom, here's this course. I'm going to press Next, because that's the one I wanted. And then I'm going to go ahead and leave it as it stands, and press Next. And then this is where I could change the dates and the times. Remember, you got to press Set Time. And then remember to change the end time too, but I'm not going to do that here. Now I'm going to press Next. Here we are at the frameworks and dimensions, which you can edit later. So I'm going to go ahead and press Next again on the bottom right. And now the course has been created, and I'm going to press Begin Editing Course. And then I can go make any changes down here to the course that I need to by going through these tabs and going back through everything that we just went over a little bit earlier. All right, well, I hope you got something out of this video, and you have yourselves a great day. Thank you for watching.